What's up, Dreamedia family? This is Zach and Chase. We're up here high in the Colorado Rocky Mountains checking out one of our homes that just finished up. This is a beautiful location, smart home technology, distributed audio throughout the entire home. I'm gonna have Chase give you guys the lowdown after the intro. Let's go! All right, welcome back, Dreamedia family. So as you guys may know, we are getting deep into custom integration, offering every single thing technology related that you need for your home. And of course, you know that we're still your home theater specialist. All right, Chase, you are our regional sales manager, and you have been on site helping outfit this entire home. Tell our viewers what they're about to see.
Yeah, so this stunning property is outfitted with Control4 as the primary control platform. We have full control of their security system, garage doors, cameras, watching the property from outside. Every audio-visual zone is controllable through an app, a touchpad, or a remote. We have full Control4 lighting for every light load in the home. Every window has Lutron shades, distributed audio in almost every room in the house. It's a really sweet property.
I can't tell you how excited I am to get inside and check it out. I just threw up the drone, give you guys a little lay of the land out here, and I haven't even been inside, but I've seen some pictures and I'm super stoked to check it out and really get a walkthrough of how we were able to make this homeowner's life easier and enhance their quality of life. All right, guys, let's get in this property and check it out. All right, guys, we're gonna slow it down just a little bit. So Chase just brought up, hey, we got control over the garage. Maybe we should point that out before we actually go into the property. So we're actually gonna take it real slow today. I know you guys have been enjoying that long format educational content, so I'm gonna slow it down. You guys know I like to get hyped and I like to kind of run through the house like a crazy person. We're gonna take it real nice and slow. We're going to check out every single aspect of this home because there are so many complexities when it comes to smart homes and different ways you can configure them. As Chase said, this is a Control4 home. That's the platform of automation that we're utilizing. We do have many control platforms available, but this home is utilizing Control4, and we do offer that here in the Colorado territory. So Chase, let's start out with like the exterior of the home and some of maybe the coming home, leaving home functionality of a control platform. And yeah, take it away.
Yeah, so for this build specifically, we don't have any automation based on like where the homeowner is, but they have easy access to control their alarm system, garage door, and lights through the app.
So you're talking about the, what is it called, geofencing that I have at my house? That's not on the Control4 system here at this home? Interesting, okay.
Yeah.
So we've really been deep diving into a bunch of control platforms, and we're gonna be going over to Cedia here in the next week and a half to really interrogate every single control company and make sure we're industry leading. But one thing that I really love at my current home is I have a URC system, and we just set up the geofencing. So like I'll pull up and within 50 meters of the house, the shades go up, shades go on, music goes to my preset. And I've really been enjoying that feature. And it is something that is available through the URC system. In this home, we have Control4, and it's essentially the same thing, except for they do need to pull out their app to activate all of those individual macros.
Yes, and so this is a second home. In their primary residence, they can still open up their app, see exactly what's happening if they have guests in town, let people in through the garage door, unarm the alarm system, all the good stuff you need. They have a camera up here on front of the garage that when motion is detected, it sends a notification. So when I pulled in today, he said, hey, see her at the house. You know, so it's just a really easy experience for the homeowner. He's not having to open up his camera app and check, is there something moved? Did a moose go through the backyard last night? When he wakes up, he kind of has a summary or his inbox of what's going on at the property. Yeah.
That's really important for second homeowners. You guys want to feel like your property is secure whenever you're away, and you want to be updated if anything happens. We can even put in more advanced features for like water valves and things like that that can potentially flood your home while you're away. So just inquire about all the little details and ways that we can protect your home when you're away, when you're doing your initial build. We're really trying to dive deep From literally when you're getting with the architects, the designers, you're creating your floor plan, that's when you reach out to us, guys. That's when we can ensure the absolute best possible results.
Right on.
So we can control the outside garage, we can control all the lighting on the exterior of the home, and we can disarm the alarm.
Yeah.
Those are the primary functions that you would be utilizing as you arrive to this property. Now, let's get inside and check this beautiful property out.
Hey, so we're diving into the app here. We're looking at the garage overview, so there's not much clutter on the screen here because the homeowner only uses this room to unlock their door on the garage. So you see each door, you can tell when they were last opened, see the open close status. You just tap that, buddy. There goes the garage door. And as you can see on the app, we've already reported an opening. So if you open your app and you left a door open, you're no longer home. It's very easy to tell what's happening at the house.
All right, Dreamedia family, welcome inside this stunning mountain modern home. We're gonna take you through every single room inside of this gorgeous property. We're gonna start here in the great room.
Yep.
Chase, start from the top. Shades, lighting, AV. Give us the run through.
Yeah, so every window in this space, not these trapezoids up here. That's possible to do. The homeowner chose not to put trapezoid shades up, but all of the rectangular windows have shades. The front door has a shade that drops down. Every light load in this house is on a control platform. We've got in-ceiling distributed audio speakers hidden throughout the space for a 5.1 in-ceiling subwoofer, 3 channels on the soundbar there, and then 2 rears as well. They can interact with this room through the touchpad that's right between the dining area and the kitchen there, or with their C4 Halo remote for AV control.
Perfect. So I'd like to take you guys through nice and slow, and we'll just walk over to the touch panel, walk over to the remote, and just show how simple it is to bring this home to life.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna grab the secondary camera and I'm just gonna walk you guys through.
Yep, so here's our user interface for the room, where you can see that we have our lighting, shades, security, and all the shade control there, like quick commands, as well as our main gray room that has our watch area here. We have Xfinity cable as well as an Apple TV powering our media streaming in this space.
Okay.
We have a Samsung TV here with a kept soundbar, as well as up hidden behind us are our 2 rears and a 8-inch in-wall subwoofer.
So guys, right here, you have your surround right, your surround left, and then an in-ceiling subwoofer. This is a passive subwoofer powered up with an external amplifier in the rack.
And the way we're able to paint match these grills to the home really makes them disappear. Every time I visit this property, I forget that there are in-ceilings on this backboard here. They blend right in.
So a little bit more about the audio, guys. Whenever we talk about sound bars and a surround sound configuration, we're actually talking about passive sound bars. So there's 3 dedicated speaker lines going to this, just like I have at my own home. A left, a right, and a center speaker. And then you have your surrounds and the subwoofer, giving you an immersive experience that's pretty discreet, pretty low key.
Yeah, and this is run by Marantz AVR. This guy does have speaker wire run to it, so each of these channels are individually amped out of our AVR.
Perfect. And let's check out this new remote, the Halo remote from Control4.
Yeah, it's a really elegant, gives you these nice tactile buttons, but still feels like a very modern remote. I love what they've done with this as far as turning the room off with the Halo. You have this really easy off button that's clearly labeled there. And since those off buttons are so easy to hit, you do get a confirm. Is that actually what you're trying to do? Where you can go ahead and hit OK. And there goes our room. So here's kind of what the remote looks like when the room is in standby. Okay, we have options for watching and listening in this space. So if I hit watch, I can pick from either of my media options. And if I hit listen, we can pick from some of his favorite stations. His most listened are up there at the top, as well as his other options for TuneIn, Spotify, and My Music is just some other saved favorites, Pandora, and C4 AirPlay, which lets you AirPlay from your phone, from whatever streaming service you choose into the system. Gives you a little more freedom if you're walking through the house. Amazon Music, Sirius XM, they pretty much have everything here, even though I'm pretty sure he just uses his favorites at this point.
Awesome. It's nice to have that flexibility and the options.
Yeah, so now we'd have music start, which we're not going to have on the video because of copyright.
And what if you wanted to go from music over to Apple TV?
Okay, so here's kind of our home page. I'll just go over this a little bit. This gives us our option to change rooms to any room in the house. This is a floater remote that as soon as you switch the room you're in, it's configured to control whatever room. So you can see here, no matter where he walks in the house, if he decides to keep this remote with him, he can control lighting and everything right from this one interface here. We have a watch and listen command on screen as well as our shades and lighting control right here from the TV remote. So if you're watching TV and the sun's in your eyes, with this remote in your hand, you can go ahead and drop the shades.
Do you want to demonstrate that?
Yeah, they should be going now.
Is there a macro to drop them all at the same time?
Yeah.
So right now he's doing it individually. The reason that I wanted him to do them all at the exact same time means we just adjusted the lighting down. There you go, lights off, lights on. And you can also do a percentage of the lighting or a percentage of the shades. As you can see, the shades have lowered. These are more of a sunscreen privacy shade.
Yep.
So they can't see in, you can see out. It will reduce some radiant heat from coming in the summer months, but primarily for privacy.
So I'll just show that watch experience again really quick because we dove in while we were already there. So I hit the watch button. I can navigate between my AV options and then you just go ahead and hit select. And now the room will turn on as well as give you a little graphical display on the remote that you are in fact controlling the Apple TV there.
And we just have our logo airplaying to the screen right now, but typically it would be the Apple TV. You want to switch over to Xfinity?
Yeah.
Show how easy that is.
2 buttons. I hit watch and select the Xfinity.
Boom.
And here we go. We're on their home page right now.
Very nice.
And something that's really cool about this is instead of having to go into his shade commands, he uses the all open, all closed shades so much that we went and created a shortcut for him. So he can choose right there between all shades in the house, open and closed.
You can see they're already starting to...
Yeah, and when you run these bigger shade commands, they do all moved with aligned hem bars. It looks really clean throughout the house. The kitchen is probably the best view of that. I'll go ahead and run it up again as soon as they finish. So you can kind of see them all moving together here. With an absolutely stunning view in the background.
Yeah, that's incredible. Shades are just a must-have item, guys.
Especially being somewhere like this on a lake where there might be boats out there, you know, it's really nice to have that privacy option available when you're looking for it.
Definitely. So this entire floor, we have shades, we have lighting, and we have AV. So now let's talk about the rest of the speakers. It looks like we have distributed audio over the dining room. Throughout this entire property and ceiling, we're utilizing RBH speakers. You guys know we've been a big fan of RBH. We have the dining, which is independently controllable, as well as the kitchen, which is independently controllable. But also you can group all these rooms together for whole house audio. Now, I'd love if you could show off the touch panel here on the wall.
Yeah.
You guys look. This is a really nice place to have a touch panel, and I recommend it for people next to their garage because you're going to be entering right here, getting out of your car, coming into your mudroom, and the next step is going to be, turning your AV on.
And right here we have full home control. Obviously, since the kitchen is right here, the default room on this touchpad was set to the kitchen. And again, we've just got that one quick command for all shades. That way he's not having to dig in to the shade macros. So if we wanted to listen in the kitchen, I'm just going to hit this picture of a speaker right here that says listen. You'll see some of the options available for streaming services, as well as his most listened to and favorites across all streaming platforms summarized for.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah. Yep. So as you come here, we're not running the music, but you can see I know what is playing from the artist. I've got some information. I can shuffle my playlist, move forward. There's my volume control, really tactile. So if I want to add a room to this space, I go ahead and hit add, and you can see all of the distributed audio options throughout the house. So this place is absolutely filled with speakers. It's a really immersive environment. So if I wanted to add the great room and dining, I just go ahead and select them. They come on to the default volume that we've set to kind of give you a nice ambiance throughout the home. But again, you have a global control. Since we've already tuned the system, you can just grab this global control and change the volume of every room at once.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, or you can come in here and, I want the dining a little louder. You can go ahead and just grab the dining if you'd like. And then apply it to the whole.
It actually kind of adjusts the main slider too.
It does, yeah. So as, the volume goes out throughout the property, it's very intuitive.
Very nice, Chase.
It's done. It's ready to go. I can hit power here, turn the room off for just the kitchen, right? But then I've got this nice little house icon up at the top that's more of a global control for the home. So if I go ahead and interact with that, you can see that we have two rooms playing, the great room and the dining room. If I was watching Apple TV somewhere else, all of those options would show up, and I can go ahead and globally shut down the music there. And there are no active sessions in the house now. So here in the kitchen, it's not a main AV zone, but we did install a small TV for anyone that is looking to keep up with cable news or anything in this area. This room features an SR260 battery-powered remote. It looks just like this with your basic controls for your DVR and recording, as well as your watch and listening options like the other rooms. Here's our off button right there. I go ahead and hit that, and the kitchen's asleep now.
It's nice to have a TV in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Especially because sometimes you want to watch something different over here, but your wife's cooking and maybe she wants to throw on the Housewives or a cooking show to follow along with. My wife does it pretty religiously in our home, except for we don't have a second TV. She's been using an iPad.
Yeah. Since we do have full home distributed audio, if I'm watching cable in here, we can pass that audio on to anywhere. Like maybe have this TV on while the kitchen's active for a party and have that same audio out here on the back porch.
That's really important, the independent zone control. So actually, before we go to the primary bedroom, let's check out this awesome deck.
Oh yeah. So we have a security camera up here on the corner that kind of watches the deck back here. Our distributed audio speakers are under this awning where they spend most of their time sitting on the patio. And just like inside, we have paint matched these speaker grills to sit in seamlessly with the TMG wood finish above us.
And keep in mind, guys, we do hand select every single product for our projects. So these are outdoor rated in ceiling speakers, whereas the ones inside are not. And it's important that you get weather rated speakers because the elements can really tear them up, whether you're in extreme heat or you're in an extreme cold climate like this. Wow, look at gorgeous view. I don't even think you guys can really tell on camera. It's pretty
Stunning. Very.
very, very pretty. Stunning. All right, so this does conclude the exterior upper deck. Now we're going to continue on to the primary. On the way to the primary, we do have a little office we're going to check out.
You do have individual lighting controls for every light load that is on control in the house, as well as labeling. So here is the office, and kind of sit down chiller. We've got a fireplace here, a nice book reading spot, as well as his actual office that comes with an Apple TV and cable box. That's fully controllable here through another SR263 battery powered C4 remote. So I can select my AV options here. I'll go ahead and throw on cable.
Very nice. So
It's hard to tell, but this TV is not spitting out the audio. It's actually coming through our distributed speakers in the ceiling.
Chase, why don't you explain how you can do separate audio and video? I think that's really valuable because, like, in my life, I may throw on the news or maybe a sports game, or maybe even my son's hanging with me in here and I throw on Bluey or Coco Melon, but I'm wanting to listen to something else. Is that possible? And go over how and why that's possible.
Yeah, so currently, because the only thing on in the room is the video, Control4 is smart enough to see that happening in the house and route the audio to the speakers. If I was to go into the control platform and listen to Spotify or something, or put on a favorites playlist in the office, it would leave the TV on. At that point, the TV would be muted in the space the way it's currently set up, and they could pick audio of their choice to come through the distributed audio system.
I really enjoy that flexibility, guys, in my own day-to-day life. Again, almost all the products that we sell, I've either had in one of my homes or currently have in a home, and independent zone control is one of those key features that you just can't live without. All right, so as you can see, even in the hallways, we have automated shades to provide privacy. And what's really nice is you can see we have it programmed in to where there's a hard button. If you don't want to use the remote, your phone, or one of these touch interfaces, you always have the hard buttons to physically adjust it in each room as well. So you can see right here, den on and off, den shades, and then up and down. So I'm going to put the shade up in the hall and in the den. It's going up in the hall, going up in the den.
And something that's really cool about these touchpads is, so the last thing Zach interacted with was the shades. So then I have control of the shades to adjust them micro and macroly through these up and down buttons. And that's fluid to what was last used on the keypad. So if the last thing I selected was the lights, then these arrows are going to control the dimming of those light loads. If the last thing was music, then it'll turn up and down the volume. Since we hit the shades last, I currently have shade control through these buttons.
Pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I like that because sometimes you just want to go analog. Hit a button, not necessarily grab your phone or panel.
Yeah, or have to wait to interact with the home. So here's our master bedroom. Again, Lutron shades, Control4 AV. Again, very similar. We have an Apple TV as well as cable. And something we did for the homeowners here, is give them control of their shades as well as the whole home from these little Lutron table side pads, just because they don't always want to be on their phone. So that's a nice little micro option just to give you a little more control, and that these control pads just work for the master suite bed and bath. So in the bathroom here, we actually do a little TV hung above these showers, as well as one of these battery-powered C4 remotes that, again, just like the other rooms, this is a Comcast cable-only zone. So I go ahead and hit that, and they're able to continue watching the news or watch recorded shows while in the shower. And again, just like in the office, if there's no music playing in the space, you turn on the TV. We're using these nice in-ceiling speakers to distribute that audio.
To think on a Soundbar today, I did one.
Yeah, so you can see by default the cable came right on, but just like the other zones, I love the flexibility to be able to turn on something visually and have separate audio going in any zone.
Yeah, and while these SR260s are maybe not the most tactile for whole home control, the features are built into them here, where you are able, through a few clicks, to go through and select your shades and lighting for the room.
Cool. All right, guys, so that's a wrap over here on the upper level.
So something we didn't go over when we first came through the great room is this is also a family space a lot of the time, and you don't always want the distraction of a TV. So we were able to set this up that this TV disappears when the client has guests over and is not using the room for AV.
It's pretty sweet. I like that. Very, very clean and minimalistic. Because you're right, you know, sometimes you want to actually connect with your children and get them off the tube. I know my 4-year-old is definitely a scream baby. It's a problem.
Yeah, let's head down. So this is our combo family room, bar, game room. It's a really cool, like, open concept area. Again, with full lighting, full shade, full AV control, distributed audio separatable from the bar to the game room to the family room here. Beautiful view of the back deck, which also has a camera.
I love these panels right here, Chase. You want to talk about how as soon as you land, you're immediately greeted with quick select physical button options.
So your closest button to leaving the floor or coming to the floor gives you lighting control, music control. It's kind of probably hard to see, but up-down volumes, again, like we discussed upstairs, that control the last touch option. And when you're leaving to head back upstairs, floor off turns off all the AV and lights on the floor. So again, we have keypads placed pretty much in every area of the house so that you don't have to go and read the labels, high, low combo settings for scenes. So we're able to adjust this area based on the time of day or lighting needs. As well as you are surrounded by Samsung TVs in this area with multiple control platforms. So you can choose a touchpad interface for the whole area, or go in with your Control4 Halo to specifically control each TV. We are featuring a custom Leon soundbar here that was custom made to match the exact width of our Samsung TV. It's a really nice, clean finish. Doesn't stand out as much as some other soundbars. And then over here, we have our family room, which again is a full surround zone 5.1 with our KEF soundbar running our left, center, and right, as well as our in-ceiling subwoofer again, and left and right rear surrounds.
And for this room, there is another Halo remote as well, guys.
Yeah. So all of our TV zones that have surround, we have chosen Halos for this space. And for the smaller zones without as many media options, we went with the SR260. So just like any control platform, there are different controls available, different solutions for every room. And we want to, talk to the homeowner specifically, figure out their use, and find the right control interface for you.
Beautiful. Nice little charging cradle right there. Very nice. So this is probably my favorite room in the house, guys. We have full distributed audio, got all the TVs rocking. We also have an outdoor area with just mind-blowing views. You want to check out the lower deck, Chase?
Yeah.
Look at the views, guys.
So again, just like many other areas in this home, we have distributed audio inside and outside, as well as camera coverage, so the homeowner always knows what's happening. We do have 4 in-ceiling outdoor rated speakers in this space so that your transition through the space is seamless listening experience.
Very nice dispersion. You guys hear me talk about this all the time, how important it is to have equal coverage throughout the entire space. If you don't have the speakers spread out nice and even like this, you end up cranking them really loud and it makes entertaining difficult. They are so lucky. They actually have their own dock down there. It's the only dock on the lake.
One of 2, I think.
One of 2. Stunning.
Cool.
Stunning property. I don't even know if you guys can tell, but the views are to die for. And what better way to soak it up than with some good tunes and some entertainment? I like how they also have the additional staircase that connects between the lower and upper decks. That's very, very nice. So this is the lower level, and there's just a couple more rooms over here down the hall that we'd like to show you guys that have some basic functionality to them.
Yeah, so while some of these guest bedrooms don't have Control4 interfaces for the room, they still do have smart lighting and shade control available in every space. Again, every window in this home has Lutron window treatments. Just really gives you that flexibility. No matter where the sun is, you can be comfortable in your space.
Pretty basic setup, but it gets the job done. Lighting control, shade control, and basic TV setup. Next room.
Yeah, and this is a very similar setup, a 1 window with smart lighting and a shade solution, as well as a basic Samsung TV just controlled by the Xfinity remote that came with the cable box. And again, we feature one of these Lutron table bedside keypads there so that they have controls of both the shades in the room as well as the bath with micro adjustments available.
I like having hard buttons, guys. It definitely is nice to have when you don't want to pull out your phone or the touch screens. The room like this, the guests are really just sleeping. All they need is shades and lights. Pretty typical. So all 3 of these bedrooms are shades, lights, and just a TV audio.
This room here doesn't really have any TVs. This was really for their grown children as a bunk room. It has since, as people have grown up, kind of been converted into a staging room for their outdoor area to get to the dock here. And again, we do have smart lighting and shading in this space, as well as this door that just opens up to this beautiful backyard view.
All right, guys. Well, that is a wrap on the lower level walkthrough. Big thanks to Chase for giving you guys the lowdown on this property. We're going to be doing some micro videos, kind of breaking each room down in more detail for you, as well as maybe doing a quick little demo at the end. discussing some of the components that are being utilized, such as the new Halo remote, how the Control4 platform operates in detail. We've covered a lot of that in the beginning of the video whenever we discuss the different aspects that we can control, but really we're talking everything, guys, top to bottom.
So not only do we have complete control of every technology aspect in the house through one app, but we've programmed the home to be smart. So if something happens, if a device like an Apple TV stops communicating, or there's an issue with the network, the home is set up to self-heal to keep us out of your house once you're in it. So if there's any problem detected, not only can I log into the house remotely and fix the programming, adjust the programming for the client without showing up in person, but without me even looking at controls, the home self-heals. If something falls offline, it'll reboot, make sure your Wi-Fi is running nice and strong. If we're getting bad communication with the network outside of the house, it'll go ahead and address that. It's just really, I think there's a difference between putting everything into one app and actually programming a smart home that thinks and operates on its own.
All right, Dreamedia family, that is a wrap on this stunning mountain modern home out here in Colorado in the high country. I can't tell you how excited I am to expand into the Colorado market. Well, we're already doing it. We are actively doing it, knocking it out of the park, raising the bar, guys. That's the name of the game here at Dreamedia. We want to set a new level of expectation in this territory and deliver white glove treatment from start to finish, regardless of if you're new construction or retrofitting. Chase actually gave me some insight into this property. He's been hands-on from start to finish through the whole process and is good friends with the homeowner now. And this actually was not a brand new home.
No.
You would never know it, but that goes to show that people who, if you have a vision, you can work alongside of us and we can help as your home's being remodeled to bring it up to 2024 standards with everything from shades to lighting and audio video.
Yep.
The whole 9 yards, including your network setup and CCTV.
Yeah.
So Chase, just give them a little insight into what our plans are for the Colorado market in coming years.
Yeah, so specifically with custom integration, we love our movie theaters, but
We do.
but we're branching out and really we want to provide all of the tech in this work.
Every single aspect, guys. Like, we didn't even talk about it, but Chase brought up after I discussed in the intro, water valves.
Yeah.
Protecting your home even when you're away. So maybe just run through things that aren't even in this home that we can do, top to bottom.
Yeah, so I guess the one thing we didn't cover is the flow logic system that's in the house. So if the homeowner's away, he has the ability to shut off water in the whole home, as well as reactivate it from his phone, as well as know what is happening with the water. So if someone left the kitchen sink running, he knows that that kitchen sink is in fact running. And it just gives you that extra security. You know what lights are on in the
Line too.
Yeah, what shades are open, where water is running, how much water per minute. He's able to track the water usage globally for the house.
That's a whole nother angle that we don't discuss a whole lot, is the energy efficiency of homes and monitoring that. We even have energy efficiency modules for sprinkler systems, down to water control valves. What am I thinking? The shades are huge for conserving energy within the home.
We get hit cutting sun very hard at this altitude.
It's intense.
And it, if you're not here, your windows are open all day, all of a sudden everything in your house is cooking. Sun does do a lot of damage to woodwork, furniture, artwork, the things that kind of make your house feel like home. And that gives you that extra layer of protection to keep the sun from beating into your house year round up here. Because even in the winter, we have very of our
intense sun. I mean, we're sitting up here at about 11,000 feet in the elevation. So I don't know if it just feels like it, but we're definitely closer to the sun.
Yes.
And I feel it right now on my forehead. It was freezing this morning, and now I'm out here sweating.
It's always crazy to get sunburnt when it's 32 degrees.
Yeah, so we're trying to think through every single aspect of the home. Even I have a project where they're using solar panels and battery backup systems from like Rosewater, where the home can literally operate for up to a week with no electricity coming to the home. We're integrating in things like Starlink for all really big ranches, off-grid homes where you're really, trying to prepare for worst case scenarios and have your home set up for success. We can get in on the ground level and ensure every single aspect of power, internet, as well as lifestyle application and audio video are covered for start to finish.
Yeah, and something really cool about Starlink that I don't think many people know, we'll be showing this in a house upcoming that we finished, a beautiful 12,000 square foot ranch. We have normal internet service from your typical ISP provider hooked up with business Starlink as a backup. So
very common up here.
Yeah, we're able to leverage both services so that whichever is providing faster service at that moment in time into the house is the actual operating system for the network. So if your typical ISP provider drops out, the homeowner has no idea. It switches over seamlessly to Starlink, back and forth. Just make sure you're getting the fastest internet at any time to keep your life going.
Absolutely, I love that. And there's just so many more exciting things that we want to share with you guys, but this was just a quick walkthrough of the entire home here in Colorado. This property is just stunning. I mean, I'm gonna go out and have to do some paddleboarding after this. Don't tell anybody. Maybe that'll be our lunch break. But we're gonna be checking out another Colorado home that we've recently completed here tomorrow. So everywhere up here, we are cranking, guys. I announced about a year ago that we were going to start working in Colorado, and now we've just been blessed with tons of business, tons of support, and we can't tell you how grateful we are for everybody's support. And we're going to continue to elevate our level of service and deliver that 5-star service that you guys know we're known for here at Dreamedia.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys. Well, if you like this video, be sure to give us a big thumbs up. And don't forget to smash that subscribe button down below for more. Till next time, this is Zach and Chase out here in the Colorado Rocky Mountains. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you on the next one.